Trapped in the guise of man, I shall walk amongst the innocent. And there will be no salvation in the light.
What exactly does Mephisto get up to after he possesses the body of Akarat at the end of Vessel of Hatred? Well, I got good news for you in that you do not have to wait until the next DLC to find out. And that is thanks to this comic here called Dawn of Hatred. So the comic bridges the gap between Vessel of Hatred and the next expansion. The issue is there were a lot of individuals that could not secure a copy. So in today's video, I'm going to do a deep dive of the Dawn of Hatred comic. Let's jump right in. Focusing in on a city, the comic starts with an image of a hard working class workers and an impoverished boy sitting hungry and defeated until a friendly gesture catches his attention, a man offering him food. The boy is struck with awe and joy, revealing that him and his family haven't had food for days. Other hungry individuals see this act of charity and form a crowd around this man who claims to bring a dawn of a new age. The crowd swarms the man and they begin to recognize him, calling out the name Akarat and believing the prophet has returned. Some are wary and warn their fellow men to be cautious of imposters and false prophets, to which Akarat says a very Mephisto thing in return, advising the doubters to listen to their hatred and release it to unburden themselves. This reminds me of a very cinematic moment in which Lilith does the same in a church back in Nevesk. After this scene, the comic shifts over across the world in the Dreadlands, where barbarians are seen fighting fiercely against a group of demons. One of these barbarians, a bald and hair unfortunate one, gets attacked and bitten by one of these demons, right before the demon is sliced in half by a barbarian who almost resembles Conan. After this, the battle is hard won by the barbarians, but unfortunately, the one who got bit ends up succumbing, and this is one too many that they've lost already. One member of this group is an elder named Selviar who appears to be sick, and Selviar beckons over the long-haired barbarian named Darius to her side. Her sickness has progressed terribly, and she beckons her barbarians to turn back home and honestly just forget about her. However, another barbarian claims that the prophet Akarat has returned and has the means to heal her wounds. Darius, however, is very wary and is not too keen on the idea of a rendezvous with Akarat, as the Zakarum warred fiercely against his ancestors when they first landed in Khanduras in the past. However, if it meant to heal Selviar, who is the only remaining barbarian and elder that remembers Mount Arreat and the barbarian's original pledge, it may just be worth it. At this point of the comic, we go back to Estuar, the eastern continent, and we see a montage of Akarat growing his followers, herding them across barren lands. And in contrast, just one or two panels with these two pages, we see footage of demons rising into Sanctuary as well, who know and reveal the true shape of their master's vessel. Over this montage, we see Darius speaking about the state of the weak and the strong when it comes to hope and prayer, as him and his band cross over to Estuar seeking Akarat. Next, we see that Selviar and the barbarians do make it to Akarat, and Akarat's flock spot the barbarians and are wary, warning Akarat of such. However, Akarat puts aside their concerns and welcomes them, to which Selviar, the barbarian elder who is sick, reveals that they are the remains of the barbarian Fox tribe. Akarat proceeds to welcome them, with Darius cautioning his fellows to not get too comfortable around him. Akarat, however, cuts through and places his hand on the elder Selviar. In the last page, we see that Akarat's light was proven true. Selviar has been healed from her mortal affliction. And with this, Selviar pledges fealty to Akarat, offering her Fox tribe as his personal guard, with Darius looking on in reluctant disbelief. In the last frame of this page, in the shadows, we see two cloaked figures with their eyes set on Akarat and his sheep. Now, along with this short 12-page snippet, the comic came with cool colored character sketches with bios for some of the prominent figures to appear in the full series, which is being released later in 2025. And honestly, since this comic is so hard to come by now, and frankly, I only have this copy here thanks to one of my viewers, Jesse, who found one and sent it to me. Since it's free, I know a lot of people may have grabbed them and trying to sell them on eBay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the pictures that I took to make this video of the comic and place them for your viewing pleasure for free on my Patreon. So if you're interested in getting a free digital copy of this comic, be sure to follow my free tier on Patreon to get yours. With that, I want to conclude this video by giving special thanks to my followers. Thanks to you, the content on this channel is possible. I appreciate you all watching. Until next week.